Hey, welcome back everybody to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. We're kicking it off back to the North American side of things for the monthly finals this month. And, well, I'm sure you've noticed at this point, I'm not Brett. I'm the guy who fills in for every other person every other time. But, you know, we've got Gosuda here normally, and he's going to be able to keep the ropes going, keep everything nice and smooth. Don't worry. Gosuda, how you doing?
No, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
You know, doing well. It's been a while since I've been on another night broadcast. I obviously have not played the game since Uniel, but you know, that's two iterations from now. We're talking about Uniclair these days, and well, I mean, the PS4 Tournaments Open Series has been going on for a while, and I believe, you know, we have some of the similar players that we saw last month as well. One of them being Big Black, right? Big Black basically being a staple of the Open Series so far. And, well, I mean, okay, more than just a staple, a reigning champion, right?
Yeah, literally like 5-time reigning champion. But the other man on the screen, Azure Under Night, has been giving him trouble as of late. I mean, he did manage to send Big Black 2 losers last month. But Big Black didn't end up managing to reset and bring it all back. But it goes to show that there are people who can challenge Big Black, so it is pretty interesting to see. That was a nice punish, to be honest. That was a nice combo here. Yeah, I remember that one.
Last month was kind of a doozy simply due to that. And I mean, a little bit of information about Azure Under Night. While he is not here in this bracket this time for this month, obviously you see in this footage here that he was able to fight Big Black at like the highest level, right? And so he is one of the only people, if not the only person maybe, who has beaten Big Black in one of these things. Big Black's like record is crazy for Open Series.
Yeah, he's almost like, I think he's like 97 and like 3 or something.
96 and 3. 96 and 3.
Like,
but I mean, you can see it right here. Like,
yeah, and I mean, you looked it up for us, and that we don't see Big Black's name 5 times, which is what we normally see. Azure Under Night managed to beat him on the first week of April on the April, qualifiers. So Big Black unfortunately did end up suffering another loss, which is off stream. So 2 of his 3 losses in sets are to Azure Under Night, who unfortunately is not present today again. But but we have a bunch of newcomers, a bunch of unfamiliar faces: PTX, Evil Toro, PGS, and Kishou the Badger. Unfortunately, I have no idea who they are, but that's the whole point of the Open Series. And Skyblade 64, Sindepore, Cloudlikejester, and Big Black have all been on here before. Not every month, but I've recognized their names enough. So we shall see who can challenge Big Black this time, because Big Black is definitely the clear favorite here. Let's be honest.
Pretty much always the person to look at, right? I mean, taking a lot of the time during these monthlies, this prize pool here, the first place for Big Black a lot of the time has been the $400, right? It actually maybe every single time has been Big Black getting the $400. But I mean, that's not the only set of prizes there. Second place gets $300, third gets $200, and fourth gets $100 here. So the second you get to fourth place, it's basically a $100 money match as you get through the bracket, right? So you want to get as far as you can no matter what. And I mean, obviously you wanted to do so for the bragging rights in the first place, but come on, get that chunk of change all from the comfort of your own home, because just like all these players, you can sign up from the comfort of your own home as well by going to compete.playstation.com. And you will be able to get into one of these monthly finals after qualifying like every one of these other players. We showed that there were weekly qualifiers that, Azure Under Night won, Big Black won every other one though. But, you still qualify. You don't have to win. You just have to place well, right? And so that gets you to these monthly finals, and that gets you into the bigger prize pool, because the weekly qualifiers, they have a prize pool as well, but I mean, it's not as good as this stuff that you're getting right here.
Yeah, I believe it's 100 it's winner take all 100 for the winner of the week. But hey, I mean, to at least Big Black, that's just like, more money to him, I guess, because helps his, I believe he's a college student, I believe so, and he's like fairly young, so helps him pay his college loans or whatever he needs to do, or for whatever he's studying in Florida. But speaking of Big Black, his he's the first match up, so he's gonna be leading our program today. So it's Big Black versus PTX. PTX is from Canada, so he's our only non USA player. They play Linne, age 34 from Canada. Unfortunately, I have no idea who they are, but that's the whole point of the Open Series. We will see how they do versus our reigning champion, Big Black. And they've definitely been playing in these because, again, these stats are from the weeklies as well, because I've never seen PTX on the top 8 broadcasts. So
first time,
they played 31 matches of like weeklies, obviously. So this is where their stats come from. So they've definitely been grinding, and I mean, this man. I mean, if you're a regular of the program, you guys know that this guy needs like no introduction, really.
Big Black, the Byakuya master, basically been running amok for quite some time with the character. Also, one thing I have to note is that Big Black is one of the only people in the world with my name spelled the same as mine is actually spelled. So that blew my mind a little bit. Yeah, that blew my mind. We have the exact same spelling, and that's an uncommon spelling of the name. But, I mean, look, the stats right there speak for themselves.
Yeah, 97-3.
Like, what? 97-3?
He's played 100 matches throughout the Open Series. And I believe at one point the stats got reset or something. Whatever. He's played more than that. But just know that I know all 3 of his losses. One of them were to Spoinkman. He was like bragging about it in Twitch chat. He's like an Ori player. I know him. He's cool. He's from Midwest. And then 2 of them are from Agile Undernight. One on stream and the other one was off stream on the weeklies. But
neither of them are here.
Yeah, neither of them are here. So Big Black's like, oh, Azure's not here today. I see.
Alright, well, we're already getting underway, so it's going to be Big Black on the Byakuya. PTX is going to be on the Linne. PTX actually goes by another handle at times. It's Phantom X Death. So if you've ever heard of Phantom X Death, you may know this player. Unfortunately, I have heard of neither handle, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, getting into it already. Wow, no fear.
Yeah, and then Big Black said, no. I have no fear as well. I'm mashing. I'm challenging you immediately. Right out the gate. Oh no. And PTX gets hit on wake up. Not sure what he was trying to do. That's an invalid combo, but if you're not gonna tech, we'll take it.
For sure.
Oh no, jumping into webs. That's not a good idea, but gets away with it. And high counter. Oh, roll. That was
that's real bad.
Yeah.
That should be the round.
Yeah. PTX was trying to roll out of there. Oh yeah, so this is not bad manner. This is optimal meter gain. 2 jumps is perfect frame kill for 5A to kill, because the EX web does not kill. It leaves at 1 HP. It is not lethal.
Yep,
and that's a whip punish.
And you want to be able to chain shift to be able to get that meter before the round ends, because otherwise it's just wasted.
Because he spent 100 for the super, he might as well get some of it back. And here's the 3 webs. Nice defense for now. Oh, jumping to clear the top web. That's the only way. He's gonna CS it for the combo. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a fair amount of damage, but he doesn't have enough. Okay, going for the reset. Cross. Yeah, getting a little bit overwhelmed, but it's kind of somewhat to be expected.
That was basically like the Byakuya rundown, right? Like Byakuya was basically just doing the web setup and catching PTX left and right on wake up. It's really annoying to deal with if you don't know how to fight Byakuya, for sure. But it's not like it's infallible at all times, right? The webs can be attacked. Certain wake ups do sometimes have gaps, right? And then there's also the human error aspect for Big Black. It's just that PTX was unable to figure out the exact thing that Big Black was going to every time, and unfortunately, well, when that happens, you kind of explode.
Yep, and PTX manages to roll and make Big Black whip something. Big Black doesn't tech the throw. Okay, nice grip play from PTX, to be honest. Oh, caught him off guard. Gets teched, but maintaining corner space. Yeah, you can't really... Kuga dash is typically minus. So, unfortunately, that's a weakness of Linne. If she wants to confirm Kuga, she has to kind of assume you would get hit and start dashing ahead of time, which is kind of a weakness of the character. It's not punishable minus, but it is turn-ending minus. This should be the round if he does the combo properly. Okay, I don't think he thinks he can do kill with the damage.
I mean, whatever the case may be, still had the web up, still looking strong. It's Big Black. Yeah, definitely not making this easy.
Yeah, so that EX special is invuln in the startup and through, but towards the end when she comes down with a slash, she loses the invuln. So the web just camps. The web just camps right there. They're just like, all right, your invuln's gone. I'm gonna kill you now, and the web just kills Linne.
Another hit right here. Big Black is already back into, well, I guess we can call the PTX home, right?
Yeah, I mean, really hasn't left a corner. And he's gonna be in triple web. Okay, yep, DP does work if Big Black chooses to meaty, so that is an option, but the risk reward there is heavily not in the reversal, the person doing the reversal's favor.
Oh, just barely outside of the range. Gonna change it. Nice and safe after the range here. Oh, trying to go for the force function, but unfortunately, not gonna do it as Big Black was ready to parry out. Knocked down again.
Yeah, he's already got 1-1 on the ground. He's gonna 5-8 frame kill, run up, just wait. Yeah, and that's death. Yeah.
That's one of the trick situations, right? Big Black was basically covering all options at once because the webs were there. So if you tried to use the veil off, it was like guaranteed basically. Or if you don't try to use the veil off, you're still at the mercy of the Akia because the webs are there. So, I mean, it's one of those things where you're kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, but you have to try something because nothing has been working so far.
Yeah, Linne actually has like there's like a weird thing about the web ulti. So the top web, which is the kind of the important one, she's a short stack. So when she stands up, she can't clear it with her standing hitbox because she's too short.
Yeah.
But like if she stands up and presses like 5C, so PTX jumped into the top web to clear it. That is an option, but what happens is you block the top web and then you're in block stun forever on the way down and you just get air unblockable. Big Black just wasn't ready to capitalize on that, but jumping into the top web typically isn't an option. It's kind of hard for Linne to remove the top web because if she presses 5C, she extends her hurt box upwards and her head becomes tall enough to touch the top web and she gets counter hit by the top web. So in order to remove the top web, she actually has to do she has to do her fireball, her grounded fireball. And for some reason, it's like big enough to clear the top web. I don't know, don't ask me.
Hey, I mean, it's video games, right? But unfortunately, the knowledge check was not exactly there. I like your reaction, bud. Yeah. The knowledge check was unfortunately not exactly there for PTX, and Big Black was basically running the game and showing one of the reasons why he is. Again, I can't remember if he's exactly undefeated, but it's pretty damn close.
He's our undefeated. Like he's lost games, but he's our reigning champion. He hasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He hasn't never not been champion in the
that's what I meant.
Finals series. Yeah, for sure.
So Big Black going to be moving on, and we're going to be able to see who has the pleasure of fighting said reigning champion between Evil Toro and Skyblaze.
Yep. So yeah, so Evil Toro. Due to my sources of being friends with Big Black, told me that they play Laundrakia and Waldstein. However, they could be playing someone else, but this is the only information we have so far. So we're gonna assume Laundrakia or Wald. So yeah, they've been playing in the Open Series for a while, 32 matches. So they've been grinding, and they made it all the way here. And I believe that their opponent, Skyblaze 64. They're a Mika player now. I believe
it's Ori and Mika, right? Normally, it's just one of the two.
One of the two. I believe they last time a pretty young player, by the way, from Georgia. So I like seeing young players play under Knights. Pretty nice to know that young players are interested in the game. I remember seeing them play Ori, but I mean, if they switch to Mika, it's fine too. You can play.
Could be a matchup thing, right? Like, it depends really. Also, there's so many people who play a myriad of characters a lot of the time because that's the nice thing about a lot of the fighting games is it's just fun to diversify the character choices, and it also helps you out in the long run because not only do you know more about those characters, so if you run into that character that maybe was giving you trouble and you try them out, you can figure out the weaknesses or the strengths. Depending, but also you can cover your own other characters' weaknesses by playing a character that doesn't have those, right? It's a possibility. But we're gonna see. It looks like hovering over the Mika, and it's gonna be exactly that. Laundrakia also here, so it looks like we got the characters that we were looking for.
Yeah, so this the neutral mode is gonna be a little tough for Mika. Landrakia mainly.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as Evil Toro presses the button, it's what I like to call the Titanic. It summons the big iceberg from the ground. Like he does a fade back and then summons the ice. That move is just dumb. It's so good at stopping forward approach on the ground. But we'll see. He's freeze debuffed. Jumps over. Yeah, there it is. But there was a dead zone. But that is his DP. One button DP. Yeah.
Yep. It does have a follow-up too, so. But right there, the Mika missile, and there it is. There's the button you were looking for, the Titanic, right?
Yeah, the 4cc.
Oh.
And
something wrong here?
We appear to have. I have no idea what's going on actually.
Looks like I'm willing to bet maybe Blaze's controller probably like DC'd or something because he just stopped moving entirely, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm pretty sure.
Gotta make sure to charge your controllers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our admins at ESL, will get us sorted out or inform us what's going on. But yeah, so the matchup is are we underway here? Okay, seems like they're playing it out. Okay, we're back in it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And 5BBA into the confirm, drops it unfortunately. 4C, yeah. 4C, that button is just so good because it retracts his hurt box really early. Like he just fades back and like he'll just dodge your move by accident. And it's like super good as okay, I thought there was another hiccup here, but it seems like they're getting into it.
Yeah, so like specifically in the 4C, it's also really good because it not just because it does the backdash, but also because Mika has kind of stubby limbs, right? So if she's not like directly in front of Landrakia when he does it, there's a good chance he dodges whatever she does. But
yeah,
right now,
has, stubby buns. Mika definitely one of her big.
The command grab,
full screen command grab. And that's an overhead.
Yeah. But it was counter hit, so I mean, Evil Toro was already doing something, whatever that may have been. And Skyblaze was getting in there. Luckily, due to the movement from Mika, was able to get around a lot of the situations. Like the 4C was not nearly as effectual because of the Mika missile being able to go up high, right?
Yeah. But Landrake, whoa! Wake up, BX Fireball! That's not a reversal, sir. Okay, combo. All right.
Yeah, ice debuff on, but it's gone now.
4cc. Yeah, he's gonna do the Rekka, corner carry, jumps over the EX command grab, or the lunging command grab. And both play. Evil Toro is definitely swinging on Wake Up a ton. He's not dead. One hit. I don't think it's gonna kill. No.
It's gonna be close if it doesn't. Yeah. Oh wow, exactly 4,000 damage. But Wake Up 4C, the bravery from Evil Toro, immediate veil off. Interesting decision, but unfortunately Mika Tornado is gonna finish that off.
Yeah, so Mika Tornado is like, I guess in this scenario, the queen of just like, you're just in this like diagonal up air, like no, you just get obliterated, sir. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm Mika, like I got Mika Tornado at 100 meter. You're done. She's like the up back like diagonal, like that area destroyer. She just destroys everybody. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure Evil Toro did veil off so you can get access to IWEX, because if you're in the veil off state, you can do IWEX even without 200 meter. As long as you're under 30%.
It just seems so odd to me because it was full screen, right? Like, but that was the weird part to me, was that it was full screen. But it makes sense because even without as long as Evil Toro gets in, then you can IWAX, right? So.
Oh yeah,
right.
Wake Up 4C. Wake Up 4C is definitely not a reversal, and that's definitely gonna get meatied by
Evil Toro's like wake up options are so interesting. It's not just Wake Up 4C, it's like Wake Up Jump C and things like that.
I whiffed immediately. Let me DP at minus frames. One button DP. Let's go BB tag.
Okay, well, unfortunately the command grab's gonna whiff right there, but another DP from Evil Toro, and they're being able to catch him running, and the 4C is gonna get jumped over, and that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier. 4C is getting less and less effectual as the set goes on because Skyblaze is just literally taking to the skies. Pun intended.
Yeah, definitely pun intended, and Mika, as you can see, that move, the diagonal spinning move, Mika Tornado is like super good at stopping people from jumping, especially at that space, that upward diagonal space. Blocks the overhead, nice.
That was so smart.
I don't think that's a punish, but it was still good for sure.
So the reason why I think it was smart is because if you do the command grab before the second hit of 4C comes out, I'm pretty sure it just goes right through, right?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure actually. I'll have that later. I'm actually curious to see if she actually gets past the gap. But
well, regardless, Skyblaze is gonna take it, and that's a 2-0 right there.
I feel like that matchup, Evil Toro definitely was jumping a lot. Like Laundrickia is like really good as a grounded, like yeah. Or sorry, Evil. I think yeah. Did I say Evil Toro? Evil Toro was jumping a lot as Laundrickia. I feel like Laundrickia is just super good on the ground. Like he has super like strong buttons on the ground. 4C, 5B, up back jump 3B, like TK jump 3B, the thing where he pokes his cane. Is like really good at stopping stuff. 214B, which is the B Rekka, is really good at like anti-airing. He has grounded fireballs, so Mika like she has no projectiles, like she literally can't do anything about them.
She is the projectile.
Yeah, true. She is the projectile. I feel like Evil Toro should have perhaps played more on the ground. Playing in the sky versus Mika is like definitely really difficult because of her. She has pretty good air buttons, and her Mika Chan Tornado is just like obnoxious to deal with if you're trying to jump. I don't know, I play characters that jump a lot.
Well, I mean, especially with the way Skyblaze was using the drop kick too, like it was catching pretty much all the wake up 4Cs, right? It was catching pretty much a ton of the jump outs, if not every one of them. And it really did not pay off a ton for Evil Toro, unfortunately. But that was really good stuff from Skyblaze to be able to recognize the situation that basically that Evil Toro wanted to keep jumping or wanted to keep pressing on buttons on wake up, and you know rarely ever shielded anything from what I remember.
Yeah, and just I really feel like Evil Toro really needed to block on wake up.
It might have helped, yeah. It definitely might have helped.
A little bit. But yeah, so Skyblaze will move on to an unfortunate opponent. But hey, you never know. But next we have
lost
PGS.
Before, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, true. And we have PGS 2800 or 2800 versus Sindepore. PGS, I'm not really sure who they are, unfortunately, but Sindepore is Enkidu player that has been on here before, but seems like they play Hyde. Oh, they're from New Jersey. Wow. Okay, they're pretty close to me. But yeah, I've never heard of them, unfortunately. Maybe a super new player.
Yeah, they got some YouTube videos out there, and that's about it from what I've been able to find. So 8-3 though, that's a really strong win-loss ratio. Even if you only enter like 1 or 2 of these things, that's really high.
Yeah, it's pretty
like
good.
73%.
Yeah, that's a pretty good win rate for sure, with a low amount of games. And then yeah, we have Sindepore from Arkansas, plays Enkidu. I think they've been on these a few times. This might be like their 3rd or 4th time on this. They definitely been grinding for sure. So we shall see who comes out on top. And I'm not exactly sure if they play Hyde. I'm gonna just double check right here.
Yeah, so I mean, they specifically mention Hyde in the survey from what I can see. So
okay, yeah.
Wait, no. Yeah. Anyway, so PGS versus Sindepore. More than likely, we're at the very least we know for sure we're going to be seeing Enkidu, right? Enkidu is, well, I mean, I guess we could see Mika possibly, but Enkidu is probably the staple here for Sindepore.
They're both infighters.
Yep.
Yeah. They're both infighters that just like really just want to like get on their opponent. So it really just depends on what matchup they get. Here. Okay, it is Hyde. Okay. So Hyde definitely has neutral advantage. But Enkidu actually can like parry the fireballs away, and then he can 4C the fireballs away and cancel after deleting the fireballs. So the fireballs aren't like guaranteed neutral wins, but definitely a factor here.
They're always going to come up in pretty much every Hyde matchup for sure, the fireballs, along with the ground spike. But right there already, Sindepore getting out of the pressure situation.
Oh, 2cc, no cancel. What a brave soul. Oh, whiffs 2B. Up back. Jump C.
Yeah, but there's the command grab right there. Fully charged 5C. He's going to be able to go for... Oh, well, wanted to finish the combo off, but just a bit too far away. Still got the... Yeah, counter hit. That should be able to do it.
Def. Oh, okay. No. He could have picked it up with OTG. Like, he could have OTG'd and then done Rekka. And then probably gotten the meter for the super, but didn't confirm or continue the combo. But that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Sindepore's still getting the round right there, so...
5C, counter hit, EX Orbiter to extend the confirm, drops it unfortunately, and gets flicked out, and that's a drop! Oh, okay, no punish, lucky for Sindepore, honestly.
Yeah, was a little bit far away, but oh my goodness, fully charged 5C is paying off a lot here for Sindepore. It looks like a little bit of unfamiliarity from PGS, not knowing that it is a grab when it's fully charged.
Yeah, it's an overhead, and it's like a hit grab.
With a hit grab,
as long as you block it overhead, you won't get comboed. But I mean, hey, if you're like a new player and you never fought it and you've never seen it, then you're gonna need time to know what the animation looks like with any other overhead or anything. So,
yeah, any other fully charged 5C is gonna be overhead, right? So it's pretty much the same concept.
Yeah. As we are back in character select, and we shall see. I mean, I don't think they would pick another character, would they? No, they're going back to hide. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes you want to change the song, right?
yeah. Sometimes you definitely gotta change the song. There's definitely some. There's definitely some whack songs in Under Night.
You clearly have some strong feelings about some of the songs in this game.
Yeah, there's some good songs though. Oh, we're on Launch Rank Gear stage. Let's go, Light Museum. Okay, air to air JTC. Unfortunately, can't get a combo because I think the first hit was counter hit and the second hit wasn't, so it's not full on.
Yeah. But Rekka right here just to get over to the corner, and there it is again, the overhead from Sindepore. Hit grabs, and okay, there was another one, but was ready for that one, stood up.
Nice anti-air for C. Extends from the combo, OTG. Yep, meter. And one hit or one throw will cancel it. Ooh. Wow, nice dive kick on the whiff jump 60.
Yeah, it's been really interesting. The Sindepore's dive kick placement have been working out pretty much every single time so far, and now currently on match point.
Oh, he could have gotten a Rekka confirm, but maybe a little new and doesn't know.
Either that or just an execution error, probably pressed it a little bit too early and then it didn't come out. It happens.
Oh,
drop right there as well.
Yeah, if you drop at Rekka as high, you're like it's kind of like death, honestly. Like unless you cancel into air EX pogo. 2cc no cancel. He's been doing that a lot. Nice block on the overhead. Oh, gets parried. Little cheeky. Parry at minus frames.
Okay, so he's been starting to block the overhead, but yeah, there's been a lot of parries at minus frames, and unfortunately, by the time that PGS was able to recognize the overhead hit grab was coming, unfortunately, it was a bit too late because Sindepore just added a little bit extra to the repertoire with the parries and finishes off right there, 2-0.
Yeah, so that's kind of I don't want to say it's cheese, but because even strong NQ players like Rakir, top 8 Evo finalist, does it to keep people from taking their turn. It's oh, it's minus. It's time for me to take my turn. And then the parry comes out in 4 frames, and if you hit into it, well, it's a parry. It just tosses you to the ground. So it's definitely kind of a mind game you have to play against Enkidu's who are willing to do it, play that RPS with you a little there. So yeah, but PGS just recognized it a little too late, and Sindepore was just well, if you're just gonna keep pressing when I'm minus, I'm just gonna keep parrying you.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you notice there was a ton of the jump Cs and the 5Cs for PGS. That was kind of the big neutral tools, right? We never saw any ground spikes. There was a lot less of the fireball after a certain amount of time. And so the parry just started to become an easy call because there were so many C normals from PGS.
Yeah. I definitely think PGS could have thrown more fireballs. I feel like Sindepore didn't show that they were neutralizing fireball that well. I feel like he also could have used dash C and, like you said, the spike or scare, the 2-2, where he stabs the sword into the ground and summons the flame pillars. It's a pretty good neutral tool overall, yeah. But Sindepore will move on, and I believe our next match is Kishou the Badger versus Cloudlikejester. right?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah. Kishou the Badger versus Cloudlikejester. Now, what's really interesting about Kishou the Badger is obviously we talked about how we are unaware of the player, right? One of the interesting things that they told us before coming into this is that the Open Series is their very first tournament, right? So I think that's super cool because that exudes exactly what the Open Series wants to accomplish, is give all these people a chance to play the games that they love and to show off their ability and, you know, I mean, win some prizes in the thick of it as well. And you can look at Kishou the Badger's win-loss. It was 4-2, right? So they pretty much only entered the one Open and then they made it here. And Cloudlikejester, we have talked about many a time already on this. We got a nice win rate on that, 46-21 win losses out of 67 matches. They've been here many a time, right?
Yeah.
So it's basically like if you want to think about it in just the Open Series history, it's in a way a new versus old blood. Maybe not like outside of the Open Series, but it's inside the Open Series. It's new versus old blood.
Yeah. So this is for their first showing. I'm actually curious because they play Carmine, and Carmine is very difficult to play. Actually, this character requires a lot of combo execution and a lot of other things. So I'm very curious to see if, you know, this new player is able to do the things that I'm used to Carmine's doing to me, namely spinach. That is one of the best anti-airs in the game, and just immediately was ready, Kishou. Unfortunately, didn't get any confirm off the counter hit, but right there, command grab from Cloudlikejester. Yeah, he does have that. Nice dash under, to get out of there. I completely agree. Kishou has to be a little careful because his character does, as you know, the audience can see, he trades HP for a lot of the moves that he does because he throws blood at you.
Yep.
So he will start killing himself more than killing his opponent at this rate.
Well, especially now, thanks to that super throw. Wow, a chain shift before the end to run up in yellow or gold throw.
That was they probably wanted to like get the meter. But then they like messed up and they realized like, oh, I didn't kill him. Let me go kill him. And then they went for the throw and it was gold throw. But yeah, counter hit. And they're gonna put him near corner. Yeah, 6xB.
You know, I've noticed that Kishou has not been teching once. Has not teched a single time. It's always been just regular, like the game gets up for you.
Yep, and doesn't get the confirm unfortunately. Nice reversal. I mean, honestly, this matchup was rumored to be 7-3 in ST, the previous version. It got a little better in this matchup, and it's now kind of like agreed to be 6-4 Byakuya favored. Mainly because of that move right there, the EX reversal that the special that Byakuya is using. Because
there's a lot of gaps. Right?
Yeah, there's a ton of gaps. There's a ton of natural gaps, and also there's a ton of gaps that automatically open up if you shield one normal, and there's nothing that Carmine could do about it in ST. Even if Carmine rebeated to try to be safe, he would still get punished.
Yeah.
But in
just
clear,
too fast.
He can rebeat now and be safe from it, but it still doesn't stop him from getting shield into reversal on his gaps. And if Byakuya has chain shift, the EX into the chain shift is a 4,500 damage combo, assuming the Byakuya knows the combo. And it's not that hard of a combo. It's basically the bread and butter. You just do it on with a different starter.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can already see from just the get-go, first Carmine match of the day, and already Cloudlikejester is just basically ready for that matchup-specific knowledge, right? To be able to use EX in the middle of the gaps to be able to stop Kishou the Badger from running any sort of game plan. But already jumping over the fireball to be able to make it, and now the pressure's on.
Yeah, he's gonna jump over again. He gets the punish, but doesn't get the pickup, unfortunately. Whips the 2C. Yeah, these wheels he needs to be a little careful. Okay, yeah, runs in with plus frames. Those wheels are very plus. Yep, and now it's Carmine time. Doesn't block the overhead. Now he's in the corner though. It's not the best, but J2C should be the round. No, drops it unfortunately, and that one should be the round. Yeah.
Now Cloudlikejester on game point here, and I mean looking real strong, navigating the blood wheels incredibly well, but wake up blood person at the round start, just gonna get a little bit of damage here, set up a pinwheel.
3C, 2C, frame trap, combo, doesn't get the pickup unfortunately. He's gonna side swap. Okay, he messed up the side swap combo and he's gonna get punished for it. But definitely could have ate a lot more.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now, luckily for Kishou, is that amount of blood that he's been using throughout the whole thing has not been effectual because he's gotten all that extra damage so far, right? So life total is a little more even, and now he's got multiple puddles here and just waiting it out. Oh, but there you go, concentration to get rid of the, to get the Vorpal cycle.
And Cloudlikejester seems to be content with sitting at full stream, but he ends up giving the Vorpal. He doesn't have chain shift, so he can't continue the combo, but he got the reversal, and it's 6 speed medium wake up.
That should do it.
I believe he could just kill him? Oh. Okay, doesn't... Okay, yeah, and puts the web on the ground, and Kishou most likely doesn't know that you can't press an A normal on the webs, or else you die.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, this is the first tournament, so they're probably very new, so I mean, it's not a big deal. They made it this far, so yeah, it happens. And honestly, that matchup sucks for Carmine anyway.
Well, I mean, like, regardless of that fact, right, like, Kishou being able to come in here and answer for their first tournament is really important because now they made it on broadcast, right? So they have a VOD to study. They can be like, okay, what happened here? Like, why was I dying to this, right? And they can take a look at it and recreate these situations and learn from it. Whereas, like, a lot of the other times, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. So they get the experience and they learn from some of the better players that the Open Series has. And now, you know, maybe we'll see Kishou next month, right? And then they'll have learned from this. One thing I really noticed from Kishou is I don't think they teched a single time, right? Like, not a single time off the ground. It was just always regular get up.
Yeah, quick tech was definitely absent from their play for sure. It gets clipped here. Cloudlikejester was just content with sitting full stream without the HP lead, but ends up getting the reversal. And then yeah, I guess the 6 HP meaty. I believe they could have killed here if they just continued the combo. But they end up killing them with the web anyway, because you can't kill webs with animals. So ends up going down. So we got two, just like you actually, we got 2-0s across the board in our first round of 4 matches. So
and then we already have a losers bracket match already finished. It's going to be Evil Toro 2-1 over PTX. So unfortunately, our lone Canadian representative is going to be out of the tournament. But, you know, congrats to them to making it to the broadcast in the first place, because they had to make it not only through the qualifiers, but through a top 16 prior to the broadcast starting. Yep. So, you know, you already had to beat a bunch of people just to get here.
I believe it's single elim up to
that is correct.
Top 8, right? Yeah,
that is correct.
That's like also like pretty stressful, actually. I hate single elim, oh my lord.
Well, you know, I mean, they were able to keep composed and they made it to this point. So while unfortunately it is the end of their tournament run, you know, I'm sure we'll probably see them again. And, you know, we do have more and more matches to go through here, but I do believe we're going to take a quick break while we get set up for the next couple of winners matches as we are rounding everything out. But I do have to implore you guys to go to compete.playstation.com to be able to sign up for the next qualifiers, because these could be your names here on the broadcast. And, you know, if you think that you've watched any of these matches and you're like, yeah, I could beat those people, I mean, hey, that's your chance to find out whether or not you can. Or, you know, if you just want to be able to learn this game because it looks really nice and it's a lot of fun to play, I might add,
it's really fun.
You can do so. You just go to compete.playstation.com, or you can join through your tournament dashboard by going into Under Night and Birth and hitting the button of PS4 tournaments, right? So with that in mind, guys, thank you so much for joining us, but we're going to be right back, shouldn't be too long, with more Under Night in Birth Uniclair action. Stick around.
逃さなしこんでこの辺にそうどう料理しようそれどう料理しようしたけ足元どう制限の切り刻むどうりこの落とすみじん切りがいいから切り刻むどうあるこの流れにだこりゃこの流れに貫くどう料理しようしたけど足元そうだほれ切り刻むみじんこの辺にしたけどそうどう料理しようみじん切りがいいかここにもどう料理したけど行くよ仕込んで足元したけど寝てるわけ終わるわけないよ料理しようこの足元みじん切りがいいかここにもよっどう料理したく逃げ場なんてなここにもまだ取れるわけに背負いのけどう料理しよう仕込んでおくだな
Welcome back here to the PS4 Tournaments Open Series. We just had a small break while we get back into the Under Night in Birth action, but we've already had 2 O's across the board here. It's been kind of a doozy for the very beginning, and despite the fact that I'm only filling in, I feel right at home with the 2 O's at the tournament start, because that seems to happen a lot in the Soul Calibur NA ones. And, well, I mean, it's happening right here.
Yeah. So, 2 across the boards, at least in the top half. But we'll be waiting for the losers match, the lower bracket match as we go. But our first match up is going to be Big Black versus Skyblaze 64. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, not much to say about Big Black, but Skyblaze is going to have to really, pull something out of the hat or something here, because it's going to be like Big Black is really hard to gimmick out. I want to say like he's really good at just being like okay, hold on, let me just like wait, like let me get a feel for you first. And then once he gets like a feel for like how you want to play, he's really good at like breaking you down like slowly. Because Byakuya is like the type of character that has to like, he has to play strike throw, like he actually has to throw you and frame trap you. He has no real like 50-50 mix-ups or anything like that. And he has to run up and throw you and stuff like that. So he has no real like dishonest neutral or thing in either. So, and Web OK is still like meaty verse reversal, and then like, okay, you didn't wake up buttons because you're scared. Now I have to throw you. Oh, you teched my throw.
Yeah.
Like, which, you know, if you tech the throw, all the webs just go away. So it's just like, oh, rip.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, it's gonna be Skyblaze, who's either gonna be playing Mika or used to play Orie, obviously. Do you think it's gonna be Mika this time, or is it back to Orie?
I would, if assuming that Skyblaze has equal like proficiency on both characters, Orie would be the better pick. Orie does better in neutral versus Big Black, but Big Black is getting, you know, he has to do the O10 matchup of error communication. He's getting communication error O10 matchups right now.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Big Black's having some technical difficulties, it appears. But that, I guess, just gives us a little bit more time to talk about the matchup. So it looked like that Skyblaze was actually just locked into Mika every time they were in character select right there. So because of that, I think for sure we're going to see Mika on this one. I know you're talking about how it's pound for pound better for Orie, but, well, yeah, I mean, you see it right here.
Yeah, so if it's Mika, it's going to be a little difficult. Mika does have the nice thing where if she gets in, her pressure when she's like close range is probably good. It's better than Orie's, but her neutral is going to be harder to play because Orie is very good on the ground with walk speed and like other poke ranges and can combat Byakuya in that aspect. But in terms of like this mid-range poking game, Mika is going to struggle really hard.
It's very clear and apparent right there. As Big Black was basically able to reverse speed as much as possible. Oh, got the grid break too on the overhead, I guess, when you're trying to shield. And unfortunately,
he's probably dead. Yeah, he's gonna run. He must have miscalculated damage, but it's okay. It happens. Yep,
I mean, regardless of being like miscalculated on the damage right there, you have basically put your opponent into a checkmate situation, right? That is going to be such a hard comeback to make. And look at the spacing just outside of dropkick range and immediate whip punish. That had to have been a hard read by Big Black.
Yeah, he definitely once he understands what neutral options you want to use, he's very good at footsies and knowing like a lot of button ranges. He whip punishes me personally also on ranked all the time. It's like low-key annoying. But yeah, he's very good.
It's one of the reasons he's the champ.
Yeah. And yeah,
speaking of whip punishes right there.
Yeah, Skyblaze landed from missile, which has a lot of recovery, and tried to press a button. So Big Black just counter hit Skyblaze for trying to do something. Yeah, that was a mess up. He tried to do a dash through, but okay.
The pressure. The pressure is so terrifying.
Yeah, he's trying to get him to flinch and do something and get hit by the web, but Skyblaze actually showed pretty good patience there and didn't actually get like gimmicked out by the webs.
Quote unquote,
but yeah, gimmicked out, air quotes. But Big Black was just trying to get Skyblaze to flinch and do something, and like, you know, die to the web basically. He wasn't gonna try to like commit to an option, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was clear that Skyblaze knew that it was kind of a bait, if like a trap or what have you, right? And so, you know, didn't bite on that. But unfortunately, when you're so focused on the bait, you're not ready for when Big Black actually walks forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like you said. But good round for Skyblaze. Ooh, count! Wait! Okay, Big Black was probably also confused. He was like, alright, that's never happened to me before. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, Wake Up.
Mika Tornado. Okay.
Yeah, Wake Up Tornado definitely beat the Assault. So if he was reading Assault, it would win 100% there. Tried to anti-air, but got over it. But it's still a whip punish on the other side.
That's one of the nice parts about Mika JC is if you fully charge, she actually bounces up. So like you don't have to worry about you know, the anti-air that Byakuya has.
And Mika's also a short stack. Just like Glenn, by the way, she is a small little girl, so makes sense.
Yeah, the web is a lot more of a lot less of a trouble in the top half.
And this won't be a kill, but will Big Black Vorpal Strip to remove VO to Vorpal Strip the Skyblaze? No, he won't. He won't even put him in web. Oh no, okay, yeah, that's not a punish.
Oh, okay.
And
I
that's
thought the
it.
throw attack was gonna give him enough grid to win the cycle. It didn't end up mattering though.
Yeah, it didn't end up mattering. But I'm surprised Big Black didn't choose to spend meter or anything at all there. Yeah, nice 5B anti-air. That thing hits
That was
real
crazy.
high. Stops the combo. Pressure from Skyblaze. Falling JA can be a little tricky versus Big Black, or I mean, Byac in general, because Byac has really good walk back and walks out of the range.
And luckily for Big Black, again, caught an air in his shield and was able to get the grid break right here, especially on top of the webs. Yeah, there's very little that you can do here, and Big Black should be able to finish it off. No problem on this one. Put him in the coffin.
ABC. Yeah, ABC, anime cutscene finisher. And that's 2-0. Definitely pretty rough. I mean, he's definitely the clear favorite, and his I would say at this point I want to say like low key kryptonite. Azure Undernight isn't present today in the bracket, so so Big Black might at this rate be crowned champion again.
It's still early to call. You know, we got a couple more rounds to go. He hasn't won the tournament yet. I'm just not trying to count out anybody else in the bracket. You know, there's a reason why we have the full tournament. As you can see, this is genuinely one of the reasons why he's been undefeated as champion for so long. Pretty much only losing one weekly and only a couple of matches within monthly finals on top of that. So it's just the strength of the player. It's incredibly strong.
Yep, he's very solid. He's been playing for a pretty long time, but he's really coming to his own recently, like during quarantine for sure. This guy plays like all the time. Like after he's done with school or work or whatever he needs to do in his daily life, like on his free time, he's on Undernight. Like if you go on ranked, he's on ranked. And, like he's just on. Like he's just always
at all
on.
Times.
Yeah, like almost all the time. I'm just like, bro.
Well, I mean, if you want to get good, you got to train up, right? And that's exactly what Big Black's doing, right? Like he's constantly training up. He's constantly playing the game. He's learning whatever new aspects that he needs to learn, or whatever weaknesses that he may have, trying to negate that as much as possible. And that's one of the reasons why he hasn't even lost a game so far in this bracket, right?
Yeah. So the next match we'll have is Sindepore versus Cloudlikejester. So it'll be another Byakuya. There's just so many Byakyas. Like what is this? There's like so many.
Well, I mean, there's only 2 today.
Only 2 out of 8. But yeah, there's like a lot of Byakuyas on in North America too. Like especially if you go on ranked, it's like spider infested. Like actually, it's like kind of scary. Because there's no Merkavas to keep them in check, so all the spiders just crawl out and they're like, it's our time. So we have a poll. So it's in the for Cloudlikejester. I'm not really 55%
sure. 55% again. So the last match was also 55%. The chat was 55% on Big Black last time, and this time they're 55% on Cloudlikejester. I guess they like spiders.
Big fan. Big fan of spiders. I unfortunately am not a big fan of spiders.
I mean, I'm a fan of Enkidu. I could say that much. So
a lot of walk back, a lot of respect from both sides. They're feeling each other out. I kind of like this. Definitely a good way to go in a 1st to 2 if you've never played your opponent before. Blocks the overhead. So I'm pretty sure he used the plus stomp. So the plus stomp, it can be up to +2 or +8. And definitely.
Whoa, nice, beautiful anti-air right there from Sindepore, recognizing that regardless of Cloudlikejester being able to get away, was able to set up, gets the throw attack here, and the pressure continues. The veil off is forced, but I mean, hey, that gets the grid break.
Wow, counter hit. Doesn't confirm it, unfortunately. Okay, tried that entire amount of the web set to get across, but jump seat. Oh, almost whip punish the dive kick, like almost strip guarded it.
Oh, wow. The classic anime game where you whiff a throw and now you actually get the punish because your opponent was trying to throw tech.
Yeah.
It happens in every anime game.
Yeah, whiff throws plus, let's go.
And I mean, hey, that's actually working out like beautifully for Sindepore right now. This pressure would not have been available without it because it got him the side switch. And now look, I mean, Cloudlikejester could not find a way to get out, could not find proper shield timing, could not find time to press buttons versus any of the charge C's. And first round there to Sindepore.
Yup, it's pretty good pressure. I like his patience here too. He's not overly committing or anything. I mean, he's basically got the web fortress set down, and Cloudlikejester is also oh my god! Okay, he almost landed a web. That was so scary.
Barely lost. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, maybe Sindepore is at a loss of what to do, but both players are definitely feeling each other out. Lands in the web.
Well, I feel like this is Sindepore specifically trying to play the matchup, right? Like, you're giving a Vorpal Cycle to not get bodied by Byakuya, because the second Cloudlikejester gets a single hit, he puts you in the web Oki over and over again, right? And this could just be incredibly detrimental for Sindepore, right? This is what he's been trying to avoid.
Very interesting bail-off there, but well, I mean, when you're in bail-off, you do 20% more damage and you get access to IW, so I guess it pays out here as he's gonna do like about 4,200 damage, or 4,400. It's a lot of damage, and he's going to set up the web fortress. He could get a confirm off that if he dashed up in 5B and went to air series.
Not always easy enough to execute, but that's plus. Perfect.
Yeah, that's that follow-up is an overhead, and it's plus if done low enough to the ground, so Sindepore definitely cannot swing there. Blocks the overhead, but no punish. It's minus 17. No chain shift to make it safe.
It's not ready for the counter hit right there either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Sindepore is navigating the webs pretty well, but that's kind of all I was going for at the moment, but now finally getting the overhand hit grab. Dropping the combo though.
Oh, you have jumpy, it's omnidirectional, hits all around him, so if you press your anti-air late, don't be surprised when you get hit. Okay, FF's or chain shifts the force function, overhead, counter hit, overhead.
Okay, sets up web fortress. Just one web, okay.
Yeah,
never mind.
He messed
Not
up
the
setup,
fortress.
and yeah, I believe he messed up a little bit, so he didn't know how to fix it, but he gets the 2.
Oh, yeah, tried to stop the webs right there, Sindepore, and because of that, got kind of whiff punished right there from Cloudlikejester. And what started out as incredibly strong for Sindepore, you know, the offensive pressure, the ability to be patient around the webs, actually ended up turning around, and Cloudlikejester almost stuck to the exact game plan, but changed it up just enough that Sindepore was not actually getting as much out of it as he did in the previous, like, first round.
Yeah. It just Byakuya can be definitely like tricky, like there's like conventional like textbook Byakuya, which is like if you like Big Black plays like very like conventional like textbook, like he like basically like watches Clear Lamp, the 2019 Evo champion, and he plays very like defensive, like footsies based, whiff punish based, like really like just slow, and he'll just wait for the one hit and he'll put you in the Oki the one time and be like, alright, it's time. Like, I'm Byakuya and I have you in web Oki. And but Byakuya has a ton of tricks where if you're not actually like ready for them, like you actually get hit by like that.
You have to deal with the left right, and then you have to block the actual web. You can't press anything. But his concentration just wants to get as much grade as possible, because I mean this looks like a difficult match, so you kind of want to gain some meter for it, right? If you can, or if you get the hit, you'll at least be able to chain shift.
Definitely like Sindepore concentrating there to at least get some. Oh no, that's death. Yeah,
that concentration meant basically nothing at that point, because Cloudlikejester got all the grid back and chain shift never happened. So Sindepore actually never got the bar.
Yep. Oh, nice anti-air. But ended up rebeating it, so he didn't get a full anti-combo from the anti-air, unfortunately. Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, he might rise into the web and get counter hit, but he punches the web in the sky, so it's fine. And
he's got full conversion here.
Finally has his turn on offense. No, wow, no reversal. I'm pretty sure Cloudlikejester had 100 meter, but maybe he just didn't put it fast enough or wasn't ready. Nice shield.
JA.
And it's a web Oki time. 2, 3. So this one's a little late. Yup. And if
the
you're
tornado though.
Yep. If you're literally above Enkidu, don't be surprised if you get anti-aired. Yup.
And the best part about that anti-air is he gets the side switch too, and that's I think that was the bus stomp right there actually. So, but I mean, not gonna matter. Gonna take the round on this, and both with 200 meter here. Cloudlikejester though on set point.
Yep. Both players are walking back. Yeah. Those 6-6-Cs, which where he throws the needles and he sets the web, is incredibly minus, but I'm not sure Sindepore is aware of that. So he's whoa! He threaded the needle and he jumped in, but he whiffed.
Oh,
okay.
What a response!
That was a little bit really risky because I don't know why Cloudlikejester couldn't block in time, but if had that been blocked, that would have been a full punish. But the overhead doesn't get blocked, so it's a full punish here, or it's a full combo here.
Yeah, well, I mean, already got one web set up at the very least, which is going to force Sindepore to, want to try to fight their way out. I actually got past the web and got the side switch. That's really important here. Got to get as much damage out of this as you possibly can.
Yup. And that's a reversal, so it's one hit game, but chain shift is on the table for Enkidu. And that's a counter hit, no come. Oh! I think
super unfortunate.
I think his stick or pad or whatever input device he had was in neutral. So he didn't, he was trying to transition block, and then during the transition, he was at neutral, and then he got hit by the web.
Well, he had been walking back the entire time, right? So I want to assume he was probably still not ready for the cross-up web there at that point, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, that's really the most logical reason why you get hit by the web. But yeah, regardless, it just felt like Sindepore just didn't really know what to do. I mean, it actually is kind of hard when Byakuya does set up all the webs versus infighters, because infighters are wait, what do you mean I have to punch the webs? Because you have to hit them to remove them. And for people who don't know, if you hit the web steals grid from you.
Yes.
So it's kind of win-win for Byakuya. And if you punch a web or you kill a web in front of Byakuya would punish you. So I feel like Sindepore was actually too passive in the neutral. You kind of actually can't let him set up the web fortress actually.
So Sindepore a lot of the time in the middle of block strings would try to 5B the webs as much as possible, right? When it was just a singular web mid-screen, not the web fortress in the corner. But the problem is just like you said, that's one of the things about the webs. If you hit it, it steals grid from you. So it was more Sindepore even trying to be, defensive versus the webs, ended up actually just losing a ton of grid for it.
Yeah, definitely losing a ton of grid for it, like you said. And it just felt like Sindepore. It just felt like Sindepore just didn't really never got a chance at offense that much. Unfortunately,
it was just the first round, and we saw how strong it was for a little while. But because when Cloudlikejester got stuck into the offensive pressure, it was a lot of charge Cs, right? So, and for whatever reason, Cloudlikejester was just not reacting, and so it happened a lot up until the point where he started to get counter hit 60 times. And so that was the one time that Sindepore found, offensive guidance, and unfortunately it did not continue to work out, as Cloudlikejester adjusted just enough to be able to make it up to this upper bracket final versus Big Black. And well, I know you don't like spiders, Gosuda, but we do have a spiders winners final.
Yeah, it's a mirror, and honestly, the guy I fought Big Black in the mirror when I learned Byakuya as a sub.
Okay.
He beat me pretty handily. He whiff punished me a lot more than I whiff punished him. I mean, as expected of one of the best players of Byakuya in North America. But yeah, I would say that especially in the mirror, I think Big Black is pretty hard to beat. If you have a trick, he probably knows the trick better than you do. So I think it's gonna be pretty interesting on what Cloudlikejester is gonna have to do to really keep up with Big Black in the mirror, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we get into that upper bracket finals, I want to ask you guys to go ahead and head to compete.playstation.com to either sign up for one of these new tournaments or to for your Under Night in Birth, or to learn about any of the tournaments that are happening, because maybe you can't make it on the first weekly qualifier. Well, that's the beauty of it. They are weekly, right? So you can go to the next week after that, and you qualify, you make it to one of these monthly finals. You're on the broadcast, and maybe you can knock down either Cloudlikejester or Big Black down a peg if you think you can beat them. It's definitely worth the try. And while you guys go ahead and do that, we are going to take a quick break before we get into the upper bracket finals. So, head on over to compete.playstation.com, but stay tuned here into your method of watching this broadcast, because we will be right back with more Under Night Uniclair action. Hey, thanks for bearing with us for that final break here before we get into our upper bracket finals. We have just a few more matches to go for the rest of the day to close out North American Under 9. And, I mean, it has actually just been a slugfest this entire time, Gosira.
Yeah, definitely. Just like you, NA took advice from you or something. They're like, yo, let's just swing and just kill people. Let's just blocking is useless. Just defeat the opponent. And yeah, there's just two across. There's just literally two O's across the top side. But yeah, we're gonna be having we don't know who our top four is completely locked in yet. We're still waiting for Sindepore and Evil Toro, but we have 3 of our top 4 locked in, and we're gonna probably be starting with the Byakuya mirror between Big Black and the Cloudlikejester. So this one's gonna be pretty interesting because typically this matchup just comes down to like actual footsies. Like both characters actually like don't have anything other than just big normals. So it really just comes down to whiff punishing and seeing which side will like whiff punish the other person. And yeah, the poll results say pretty much 80% for Big Black. I would be in agreement, to be honest.
That's a bit different than the other poll results. You know, the last Big Black poll was at only 55%, but I think people have started to see the power of the reigning champion, right? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I really do mean correct me if I'm wrong, because this is a question. It feels to me like Byakuya does not have the defensive capabilities to stop his own Oki. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's pretty correct. He doesn't have a meterless reversal. So if he wants to gamble on the reversal side, he actually has to just let 100-meter rip every time, assuming the other side like meaties after they set up the web. But Byakuya actually is blessed in the sense that when Byakuyas do like 2B, 2C, to see if you are trying to stand up to clear the top web. The reason why they do the lows is because you have to stand up to clear the top web. The top web is very important for you to remove it. When they do 2B, 2C, and then like rebeat, when you rebeat versus the same Character who has the exact same range as you, you can't press the same button. Otherwise, you literally lose. So in that scenario, Byakuya is very good at stopping Byakuya from trying to overly get greedy after using certain normals in the post web Oki thing. But other than that, on the meterless, on the reversal side, Byakuya is pretty bad at dealing with his own web setups, but he is blessed with having the ability to keep the other Byakuya in check at the exact same range, at the exact same frame data. So that is the main benefit that he has. So, other than that,
basically the knocked down Byakuya is looking for the stand check, for them to check for standing up by doing 2B, 2C or something like that, and then to, you know, kind of 2B back or something like that to be able to catch them looking for that catch. So the way the web Oki works, assuming it's like the triple web, like 1, 2, 3, the one at the top, one on your feet, and one at the far away. The top web is typically the most important one, mainly because if you don't remove it, the only way to remove it for most, unless you're a short stack, you have to stand up. And if you stand up and he happens to hit you with a low at the exact same time you try to stand up, it's like a mind game basically. It's like a game of chicken. If he wins the game of chicken, he gets a full combo, and we just put you in the same Oki again, and we just go again. But if he meaties you, the reason why he meaties you is, one, he tries to check to see if you think he's gonna run up and throw, because it is possible for Byakuya to run up and throw you before the webs become live. The webs don't meaty. They hit on frame 13 after your opponent wakes up. So that's kind of like a significant gap then.
Right. So Byakuya has to meaty you to keep you in check, so that later it's like a conditioning tool, so that later he can run up and throw you, so he can throw you into a web for the combo. But if you think he's gonna run up and throw, you can mash him on the way in, and you can hit him. So that's why he meaties, because he thinks you're gonna mash, because he thinks you think he's gonna throw you or whatever.
It's like a mind game. Yeah, it's the rock paper scissors.
It's rock paper scissors. But at higher levels of play, typically, you won't see people mash unless you're Hito and you're reversal sweeping at Evo Grand Finals. I guess I don't know. He's god. But unless you really got the read, typically it's better to dodge, not mash, wait for him to use 2B and 2C, and then stand up and get rid of the web because he only has 2 lows, 2B and 2C. So if the Byakuya uses both 2B and 2C really fast and you've identified it, you can actually stand up in time and remove it, and he can't hit you low again. He has no time. Okay. That's why Byakuyas will do stuff like 2B, no cancel, 2B, and then really big stagger 2C because you're like, 2B, no
you didn't cancel last time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up, and then you get your ankles clipped, and you're like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know, the reason I'm talking to Gosuda about this is because we're having the players restart the games because it looks like we have the same issue with Big Black just a moment ago. So we want to make sure that we can get these two connected. So they're just restarting that. And that's all we're waiting on right now. So once that happens, we should be back in here shortly, at least hopefully. So we're just trying to learn about the matchup in the meantime, considering, well, the second we get into it, a lot of these intricacies are going to come into play and we're going to see how they happen. Or if they even get the chance to happen with, I mean, the way Big Bat's been playing today.
Yeah, so, I mean, the biggest thing is, alright, so it appears that we're in the game, but
Looks like
I will say that Cloudlikejester's web setups are not conventional triple webs. He has not done a perfect triple web a single time. And his combo damage is definitely lower than Big Black's, so Big Black is definitely going to make it hurt more if he makes contact with Jester, as he makes contact literally round 1.
It'd be like that sometimes, that's all I'm going to say.
And Big Black definitely does pretty much almost all the optimal combos. Okay, that's how he's feeling right now, as he definitely observed Cloudlikejester's play earlier and is probably not happy about what he saw. And he's starting this one with a perfect. Oh, just kidding.
Okay, drop right there, but I mean, still takes the round. It's not really you're making a statement one way rather than the other, right? And I mean, Big Black really wanted to give Cloudlikejester a taste of his own medicine. He did that so far, so I think that's the statement made.
Oh, 6-6B no cancel 5A. Big Black thought there'd be a stagger, and both players are definitely
they're practicing their squats.
They're feeling some kind of way right now versus each other.
They're just they don't skip leg day. They're practicing their squats.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Web Fortress possibility here. Okay.
He's gonna remove he's gonna remove ball, and he gets mashed out. Big Black was going for throw.
Okay.
He tried to steal the cycle. Definitely the idea was there.
Well, I mean, that was the nice part about the earlier Veil Off from Big Black, right? Was because it stripped the vertical cycle and put him in that situation in the first place. But Big Black just kind of chilling. But, I mean, Cloudlikejester absolutely has offensive momentum here. And especially now with the assault. Oh, no.
Yeah, the assault hits home, but he could have actually run up and grip broke, thrown the shield. Oh, no, can't press there. Big Black seems to be letting maybe his emotions get to him, or a little flustered here as he might drop the first game. This is a very interesting website. Yeah, that's not real. Big Black fished that one out real fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, Big Black's going to need more than just fishing out a couple of non-real setups right now because he's currently on the back foot, able to jump out of the command grab. Oh, the EX is going to get blocked.
It's a full punish. Full punish. This is going to hurt. He's going all the way to the corner. And we'll see. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, drops the combo, but he gets 2B, 2C max range confirmed. And we're at the corner with 200 meters, so we're definitely going to see the optimal Byakuya combo. Into
200 meter and Vorpal too, so you can just get that bar right back at any point.
Yep,
maybe Veil off at some point. Oh no, that's bad for Big Black right here, and great for Cloudlikejester, as that's going to allow him to get out of the situation. Chain shift comes out, but the web is on deck. A lot of bar. Gotta watch that gap.
Oh, that could have been death. Okay, plus frames with the green. Oh, he's dead. And Big Black drops game 1.
I would not have been ready for that either if I was Big Black. Like, who does, JC in the or it was JB concentration then throw, like that was wild.
Yeah, it was just like, I'm gonna CS Rekka stage 2, jump C increase, jump J2C increase, land, concentrate, and then throw you. It's like, all right, I guess.
I wouldn't have been ready for it.
I've been got, as they would say, but
yeah,
Big Black seems to be having I mean, it makes a little sense. I believe Jester is in Cali.
Well, it's always been on the side of Big Black because in the previous set, we have had him disconnect as well.
True,
so it's always been him that's been leaving the quote unquote leaving, not intentionally, obviously, the lobby. So whatever the issue is, he's gonna have to troubleshoot it, unfortunately. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, this is the time we currently live in, and these things happen, right?
Yeah, the age of technology is definitely still not perfected, especially over delay-based netcode and fighting game lobbies. But while we have that, being sorted out, there was that one interaction where Cloudlikejester woke up with a reversal. That was the EX command grab reversal. That's not actually invuln. The main reason why that worked is because of Big Black thought he would auto get up, immediately get up. So he medied for auto get up timing, and then he did delay wake up EX command grab. So that technically whiff punished the 63C. The reason why you most likely shouldn't delay get up against the Weboki is because the whole reason why you want to get up fast is because you force the Byakuya to meet you immediately or commit to the run-up throw. If you delay tech, you give the Byakuya the chance to run up to your body, and now he's already in throw range. So you pretty much lose the opportunity to even play that mind game with him, if that makes sense. So you actually are just hurting yourself by not getting up fast. Like, actually, though. Like, it might sound counterintuitive. Like, my opponent is putting me in a setup. Like, I should get up slower. It's like, no. You should get up faster because you're just giving him what he wants. Well,
basically. That's the intricacies of fighting games, right? Like, every character is not the exact same as the other character, right? So you're not going to run into a situation where every single tech option is the correct one versus every single character. That's just not how it is, unfortunately. Wow, knew that. Okay, yeah, he saw the website, knew exactly where he was going, and was just like, okay, I'm just gonna run up on you and finish the job.
And Big Black is remember the sides have swapped. So Big Black is on player 2 side and Cloudlikejester is on player 1. Big Black plays the black and red color, Clear Lamp's Evolution Champion color.
Ooh. Yeah, right there. That's the second part of the Rekka, and that's gonna finish it off the chain shift. 200 bar here for Big Black. Ooh, feeling it out. You talked about the patience. Wow, look at the spacing too.
Yeah, he knows exactly where 660 is gonna win. He plays the character for years. Like, he knows. But unfortunately gets hit by a jump in. So it's a 2M. Blocks the assault.
Ooh, and there's that stand check right there that you were talking about, you know, trying to clear the webs, but unfortunately that opens you up to the mercy of the low.
Blocks the overhead! Oh, but you can't punish because the webs are there. That's a punish, yep.
Yeah, looking for the gaps. We talked about that just a little bit earlier. The gaps are prevalent, and when you have the bar, you gotta start watching out.
And the Big Black is able to do this combo. He's gonna put him in the web, triple web. Yeah, he delayed it. Yup, he's trying to move the top web. Nah, ankles clipped. And he's dead by the way.
Second time at least. Yeah, it's second time at least. So I mean, that really shows that Big Black is just willing to take the information that Cloudlikejester has given him and just run with it, right? Up until the moment that Cloudlikejester stops, that's when things have to change.
Yeah. So the reason why it's very dangerous for you to try to stand and clear the top web is 2C or a button hitting into a web is one of his best starters, like combo percent damage wise. Like, if you get hit by that, you just get like giga destroyed, like as you saw. Like, he took like 4,000 something damage, and the average health in this game is like 10.2k or something like that. So for reference, like 4,500 damage is like literally half your HP, like gone.
Yeah.
Like
it's pretty close to it.
So, yeah. So it's pretty important not to give your opponent like really good starters. So that's why typically you'll see like higher level players when they fight like Byakuya, especially like the Japanese players at Evo, when they were web okied, they basically just are like, I'm not, nope.
I'm not standing. It's not happening.
I'm not standing until I see both 2B and 2C. Like, then I'm standing.
It's definitely a good call out, because the second you've seen those two buttons, it's not like he can then rebeat back into the same buttons that are pressed, right?
Yeah.
So you no longer have to worry about those lows, because again, earlier you mentioned that those are the two lows for the character. So
the only other way he could low you is like he has to rebeat to get all of his normals back in the Gatling, and then he would have to 2B or 2C you again, which, I mean, by that time, like, the rebeat is -3, and then the 2B comes out at 9 frames, so you have 12 frames to stand up and then remove the top web in 1 frame and duck back down. Like, by that time, you're already good to go.
You've got more than enough time.
Yeah, you got more than enough time to remove it. Nice shield, and that's minus, so he's gonna punish him for that one.
Yeah, a little bit different from the first game. Big Black seemed like couldn't, continue on offensive pressure after that first round, but now it seems like it's a little bit more even in that regard.
Tries to dash B out, and no dice.
It just barely gets away from the weapon. The interception right there. That was super good from Cloudlikejester. But again, right back at you, noticing the command grab, jump back, uses the omnidirectional air normal to be able to hit.
Yep, that's a really standard punish versus Byakuya going for that command grab. He already has the web on the ground. He misses the meaty, but Cloudlikejester was probably not ready or prepared for that, and this is death, assuming no combo drop. Yep, that's it. And it's a match point for Big Black.
Yeah, it's very specifically match point because we are in the upper finals, so the set count changes. It is no longer the 2 out of 3 that we had been seeing throughout the set. It is now a 3 out of 5.
I believe it's still 2 out of 3.
Is it 2 out of 3 still?
I believe so. Yes.
Do you guys do things differently over in the Undernight broadcast? I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just making sure. I was like, oh wait, did we change the rules? And
no, it's my
there
bad.
it goes. And that's a red beat, but a combo's a combo.
Yeah,
you're not gonna
still be
tag. I'll
dead.
take it. And that's it. He's gonna whiff bail off. IW.
Finish it off. Put him in the cocoon. Yeah, so Big Black 2-1 there. Super strong performance. And I mean, after that first game, it got like incrementally easier, I feel like, throughout the games. Because, when it became 1-1, it wasn't nearly as dominant there as it was on the 2-1. So
Big Black is sometimes like a slow starter. Typically, like a lot of players who are like pretty strong will typically like take a backseat in the first game or few rounds because while they are probably confident in their skill, certain players like might catch them off guard. So it's better to gather information. I mean, you're a fighting game veteran, so you already know all this. We definitely need to gather data on it. Yeah, that was the whiffed. Meaty and the 622C working. By normal means, that usually doesn't work, but it is an option, a possibility.
Well, I mean, like, speaking of the data gathering, right? Like, the first game is usually that time because you really don't have a lot of time in a 2 out of 3 set to recognize every one of your opponent's tendencies. So you have to be willing to say that, like, yeah, all right, it's fine that I lost that. I know how this person thinks or how they play. And then you have to use it like that. But the problem with that is you only get one chance at it in a 2 out of 3.
Only one chance. And,
one opportunity.
2 out of 3 is very stressful. Like, honestly, man, 2 out of 3 fighting games are so hard.
It separates the champs from the people who can't adapt fast enough. That's basically all it is.
Yeah. Like, honestly, being able to adapt in 2 out of 3 is a skill that is very hard. It takes a lot of time to acquire. For sure. Even I, for one, who compete in Undernight. But yeah, so Big Black will be sitting in grand finals, and it seems like our lower bracket has progressed enough, and we will have Is this a run back? Oh, okay, no, it's not. I was like, wait.
No. Sindepore and Skyblaze were on opposite sides of the bracket, luckily. Yeah. So this is not going to be like a. But I mean, if Sindepore wins this, there could be a run back versus Cloudlikejester. So it's a possibility that there is a run back here, but Sindepore obviously having to get through Skyblaze first, can't just count him out at this point.
So it would be Enkidu versus. At this point, I'm just gonna assume Mika because I haven't seen.
It's been Mika the whole time, right? Yeah. So I mean, maybe lower bracket could be different, but it seems like Mika.
But again, this is a pick where Ori would be pretty good, but because Ori she's just like so good Footsie's character. But Mika is pretty good frame data wise, but 78% Skyblaze. Mika has faster buns than Enkidu, but her buns are definitely stubbier than Enkidu's. So at like super close range, she probably wins out on frame data a little bit more. But they're both just gonna slug it out. Both sides basically are just gonna slug it out. Although Skyblaze has to be careful because he likes to jump and missile around a lot, and if you're directly above Enkidu's head, you're just gonna get tornado anti-aired and then take 3,000 damage. So it has to be really careful about that.
That is definitely Enkidu's airspace. He loves it when people try to encroach upon that area. But, okay, hovering over the Ori. So, could still be... Okay, and, switching the color and everything. We do have an Ori the whole way. Okay.
Yeah,
so, a little bit different.
I mean, Girl with Sword has best walk speed in the game. So, she just walks around, and Enkidu's is just like, wait, I'm whiffing a lot. And Ori has a really big sword. That comes out really fast, so man with fist can't beat girl with sword because girl with sword has more range. Really hard.
I see you're returning to monkey over there.
Yeah, Undead is also very difficult for Enkidu to deal with. The falling persona or her summon order is very good at dealing with or keeping Enkidu out. Although she has to be definitely careful if she's Enkidu's already in there, you're gonna get air.
Well, I mean, at this point, Skyblaze is already grid broken, and I mean, got the 5C again. Unfortunate drop in the combo right there. That's gonna allow Skyblaze to get a chance back at it. Not gonna be able to win this Vorpal cycle, obviously, but at the very least, you got the hit.
Dash B combo, 2-2 plus frames. 5B no cancel, and that gets stuffed out. That gets fished out, and it gets counter poked.
Okay. Thrust, divine thrust, and at the round start. I mean, it's not a terrible option, so.
Yeah, it's a pretty good round start, to be honest, for Enkidu. So, especially with meter backing it up, it's a completely strong round start.
Just trying to shield to be able to get away and get some of that grid, and got exactly that with the counter hit and a great conversion there from Sindepore.
Yeah, nice air-to-air conversion, stopping Skyblaze from trying to jump out. Whoa! Okay, Skyblaze probably got a little confused as Sindepore stole the corner on him, and that's an assault. No confirm though. One hit though. That kick is a mid. So I think Skyblaze got hit jumping. One of the two.
Either that or pressing a button, but there was no counter hit, right? So it was just straight. I didn't see Havoc.
So got hit probably in jump startup or something, or like just holding 5 on their input device. Yeah. So will it be Ori still? Oh,
Mika is being shown here. Okay. So
Mika.
It is going to be the Mika. Yeah, I mean, Ori kind of got obliterated, right? Like Ori didn't have really much of a chance to start any offensive pressure. It happened one time, got to set up Persona Bubble maybe twice, and then directly after it was like 5B, no rebeat or no special no cancel of any kind, right? And then Sindepore was immediately ready.
I'm surprised Sindepore is jumping around a lot because it's probably better to just let Mika jump around and you just anti-air with your great anti-air tools.
He was playing versus Ori earlier, right? So it could still be muscle memory from just a moment ago.
Oh, he tried to. He did it late though, but he's definitely aware that. Yeah, there it is. You're right above me, anti-air. You cannot win, sir. I got the god anti-air for this.
Fortunately, not going to be a bit the meaty right there, and Skyblaze recognizing that fact, and oh, there it is, the drop kick.
Yep, drop kick overhead.
Oh, again, catch the backdash. You know, okay, so Skyblaze had recognized something early on. It was before Skyblaze picked Mika that he recognized Sindepore was backdashing or walking backwards at the start of the round almost every time so far, right? And so has been catching that. Because earlier we saw it with Divine Thrust. This time we're seeing it with Dropkick.
Oh! He counter hit the leap and command grab, but didn't confirm it. He was probably scared that it was like a reversal or something. It was just like, whoa, it wasn't actually the reversal.
This time.
Oh! That's a punish that's a whip punish, but it's not going to kill. But that is. That's a nice and easy combo. And match point Sindepore.
Yeah, looking pretty strong. And we have to jump back. He's going to be able to stop the command grab. You know, there has been a lot less air-to-airing from Skyblaze, despite the strong air-to-air ability from Mika. It's like Sindepore has basically negated that, and you know, with his own play, and the pressure continues.
That's plus. Different versions of the stomp based on how fast it's hitting can be plus or minus. That one was plus. And that's counter hit, and this one should be nice and easy. It's a counter hit combo. Yep, there it is. Meter, and that's a perfect.
And continue. Well, I guess I can't say continuing the trend because we did see a 2-1 just a little bit ago, but it's pretty close to continuing the trend of 2-0s so far here in this bracket. This has been maybe the most slobber knocker, like street fight bracket I have seen it in Under Night maybe ever.
Yeah, I've commentated pretty much all of the North American and the EU ones, and this is probably the most slugfest NA one we've had. I think we had one that was like about similar slugfest level, but this one definitely takes the cake, I think, for sure here. Yeah, the fishes out the 5B no cancel, so it's not a punish, but I don't know what Skyblaze is trying to do, but gets hit. And then, yeah, just presses a low on meaty, on wake up, and then gets hit by assault. And then that one, that kick hits mid, so not really sure there actually.
Yeah, again, it's just one of those things where you gotta ask. You can't. Like, I don't think you could figure out exactly what was going on there.
It's like, how do you get hit? It's like, oh, I tried to jump. It's like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, jumping seems like the most likely thing there for sure.
Yeah,
but
cotton jump startup or something.
I mean, regardless, no matter what, Skyblaze got hit, and that ended up leading to greatness for Sindepore as he just kind of ran away with it. You can notice the pressure situation so far from Sindepore were basically immaculate, right? Like, Skyblaze never really found a time to shield out. He tried shielding with Aurier, and it worked for maybe a moment, but every time it felt like Sindepore just got right back in there.
And this is going to be a run back, Cloudlikejester versus Sindepore, as they did meet, and Cloudlikejester ended up setting up a lot of like webs and stuff, and Sindepore just really couldn't, just really felt like they're not uncomfortable, didn't know what to do. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if you have no real way of like some ranged way to delete the webs, it can be kind of like daunting.
Yeah.
Right. But that style of neutral and play only really works if, you know, the Byakuya has the life lead. So if the Byakuya doesn't have the life lead, you can probably just sit there and hold concentrate as he sets up the web fortress. And win the Vorpal cycle and use Vorpal defensively. Because Enkidu recently in CLR got his parry. If his parry is used after CS, it comes out frame 1. Like, it parries frame 1. Even though the parry is 4-frame startup. For some reason, I'm not sure why it's like this. Like, there's no explanation.
I assume it was probably to help the defensive capability. This is a character.
Yeah, because Enkidu actually doesn't have a meterless reversal.
Yeah.
Until like literally like this patch or this version of the game where 214A, his A parry, is now a meterless reversal when he has CS at least. So. Definitely helps him out on the defensive capability. So if you have CS as Enkidu and then you see your opponent like literally hitting you with a button, you could just parry. You could just parry frame 1. It's literally like a DP. So you'll just like toss him like behind you. You don't get a combo, but it's like 1,800 damage or something.
Well, I mean,
you
you specifically toss them behind you too, right? So like if you were stuck in the corner, that's like really nice. You switch positioning. So I'll take the damage in the switch. Like I don't need a combo.
Yeah, you take the position switch and you get a meaty. So it's like everything other than like big damage is fine, right? So it's definitely helped the character a lot in this version of the game. So I think it'll be pretty important for Sindepore to use that. Other than, I mean, Cloudlikejester won, so like if he just does the same game plan, like he might just win again. So we'll see.
Yeah, the game plan in particular was like we noticed that Sindepore was walking back. It was very pensive and patient at the very beginning of pretty much every round. Was trying to play around the webs as much as possible, but the problem is when Byakuya had the life lead, Sindepore still stuck to that game plan anyway. And he eventually had to do something about it, and it didn't work out very well after that. It worked out in the first round. It worked great in the first round because he had the life lead. When Byakuya has to come to you, it's not so bad then, but unfortunately it's not going to work out if you don't have that life lead.
Yep. So I think we're just waiting for the players to get in the lobby, I believe.
Yeah, probably
not much
get nice and
more
readied up.
I have to say on the match. I think. There's actually it hasn't come up yet because Cloudlikejester hasn't done the cookie cutter 3-web setup, the one that Big Black does.
Yeah, that had happened quite often actually. There was no 3-web setup.
It can be a little hard to do actually. I try to learn Bianca myself. It can be a little tight to do. You got to do it fast. Like you have to do it really fast. So you have to do like dash through 214 BBD, and then you have to do TK web on the other side as soon as you land. It's hard. Anyway, it can be hard if you are learning the character for sure. But Enkidu versus Enkidu is a common strategy to not give him the bottom web, because he can EX parry the bottom web, and if he EX parries the bottom web, the EX parry goes off, but you can't punish his recovery. You can't punish the recovery of his EX parry. I don't know why. It's just how the game works. It just counts as he parries something, and he's literal full invul until post recovery. So literally nothing happens.
That's pretty indicative of a lot of different games with parries. Hey, we can see some of that from Sindepore. This was the first match that we saw of him actually. And yeah, he was just the offensive pressure. When Sindepore gets started, it feels really difficult to get around.
Yeah, pretty difficult. PGS was definitely a newcomer, so if you're new around here, if you're new to fighting games, this is definitely a common thing that happens. Sometimes you just get bullied, unfortunately. But this is how you all learn. You get bullied and you learn. Welcome to fighting games.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit in training mode and you can learn about this stuff, and that's one of the nice parts about, again, having stuff on broadcast, is having a recording that you can play back and see where you went wrong is really helpful, because I mean, not everybody's memory is the best. I'm one of those people. I don't remember every single thing that happened in a match, right? So when I can't remember exactly where I went wrong, I don't know what to practice, but you have it on broadcast, you can be like, oh, okay, right there, I backdashed and he was jumping at me and I got caught. So maybe I need to start thinking about, I can backdash only if I'm at this range, because this way I won't get caught, kind of deal.
Yeah, so stuff like that, yeah. Standard analysis and trying to improve via VOD review. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so a lot, we have the post match highlights. Yeah, a lot of the matches in the port was definitely felt definitely, as you said, really passive. And then Jester would get set up the webs, get life lead, get forward pull, and it's just okay, well, I have the life lead, so up to you. And then Sindepore just jumps into webs and then whiffs and it gets punished. It's oh, whoops.
The left corner was Sindepore's home. We saw them in the mid screen at certain points, but 90% of the matches played the left corner, and that was kind of due to the fact that Sindepore was walking himself back. This time though, getting the overhead hit grab, and now going to be able to get the grid broken as well, meaning there's no shields available, no assaults, and yeah, it's going to be looking real scary for Cloudlikejester up until that point.
And Cloudlikejester is not blinking any of the overheads. He's 0 for 3 on the overheads, blocked. But the third one didn't convert into a full combo. So high counter was probably parry.
Oh, I want to assume.
Yeah, parries aren't frame 1, unfortunately. Okay, deletes the web, but he doesn't get whip punish, so lucky for Sindepore here. And Cloudlikejester, nice 660 by Cloudlikejester. He's gonna get a full combo. Probably 63. That's invalid. But safe on drop? I'm not sure actually.
Well, I mean, it looked like it at the very least. A lot of the time, though. Yeah, the web setup was a bit scary. Probably tried to tornado out to be able to catch him since he was above, but didn't work out.
Oh, nice backdash. Oh, he didn't get the whip punish though, unfortunately.
Definitely tried. Definitely trying. But that's the hard part about life. Concentrate to try and win the Vorpal cycle, and it's looking like Cloudlikejester, is going to be able to get it. Oh, no. But no ability to punish.
And this is what's kind of looking like when Sindepore. By the way, these webs do insane amounts of chip. For people who don't realize, these webs do mad chip damage. Just look at the health when he blocks one web. Okay, well,
you gotta block one.
That's
the problem. Especially with Cloudlikejester on point with the offensive mix-up so far. This is looking real scary, but there's the... Okay, got out, and that's a side switch.
Yeah, I don't believe he had 100 meter at the time of the CS, so I don't think he could have input his EX reversal. Yeah, if you whiff the meaty, you're gonna get punished, especially if you whiff 2C. So Cloudlikejester is up 1, and it is first to 2.
In the previous game, Cloudlikejester woke up with the Rekka EX, and I think that was what Sindepore was trying to avoid. Because you notice like the Oki options were a little bit different. He never went for like an assault safe jump or anything. He just kind of, I mean, well, we saw the 2C, right? Like it was a bit odd. It felt weird.
Yeah. And that last round looked pretty similar to like how the other game looked. Like even though it wasn't like a big life lead, it was a life lead. Cloudlikejester had everything: the web fortress, you know, chilling in neutral, had the Warple, like pretty much he had everything. It was just like, I don't know, up to you, dude. you come to me. Yeah, I feel like Sindepore definitely has to get more aggressive. Just letting him do this is probably not the game plan.
Question is how do you get more aggressive in this situation though? Because like the second you have to deal with those webs, you've already lost the life lead, right? Because you've either blocked them or, well, I mean, now you've put yourself into this situation, and this is kind of exactly what happened to Sindepore in the first time these two met. Like that's, see, right there. So he blocked one web and got rid of another web, right? So he took a bunch of chip damage from having to block one web, and he lost grid from getting rid of the other one. That's one of the reasons why I feel like he's probably so pensive about wanting to be offensive versus web setups.
So the biggest thing is webs take a bunch of time to set up, and they're not safe to set up. So if he sticks on Cloudlikejester has no time to set up webs. Okay, nice.
Maybe like that.
With the yeah, and he should be dead with no meter as well. Nice combo. I was like, maybe he has a spam meter, but we'll see. Yeah, like
I mean, at the worst he would CS to get meter back, I feel like.
Yeah, like him backing up there is just giving Cloudlikejester all the space that he wants. Like sticking on him. I mean, you're playing Enkidu, you're playing an infighter, you have to infight. You can't just, you know, run away. Gets clipped by the low. That anti-air is actually the first hit is a low.
Yeah. It seems a bit odd, but yeah, trust us, it's there. No. But yeah, that should be a free punish, and because it's Havoc plus high counter, that's always great for Enkidu.
I don't think he's dead. Should not be dead. Yeah, one hit though. No meter. He has to. No shield. He could have at least shielded it for a throw punish, but does not shield the jump C, and it is even 1-1.
And that was one of those things where it was he was a lot more aggressive. You saw a lot less of the webs in general, whether it have been on knockdown or just in the neutral, right? And the second that happened, well, I mean, you saw it. Sindepore was all over him and all over him forever.
Yeah. So I think yeah. So when you're again, the webs take a lot of time to arm. So realistically, Byakuya's only really get to set up webs if you're like literally like across the screen. Especially as a character with like, if you have no range options, they don't really only happens when you're across the screen. But if you're like a zoner or something, like Byakuya pretty much can never set webs because he just gets hit all the time. And the webs pretty much don't do anything because you're a zoner anyway, so you can just delete them like at the same time. So this type of play and this type of neutral only really happens against like, you know, punch man characters who like actually have to like get in and punch you to death, and they have no like fireballs or anything.
That is exactly Enkidu. It's oh, you're approaching me, and it's like, yeah, I can't beat you up if I don't get near you. Everybody's favorite Nanase theme coming in.
Yes.
The NorCal special. At least it used to be. I don't know if it is these days, but
this all hits home. And Cloudlikejester will convert, but he drops that ender a little bit. CS, jump to C increase. He drops this one. Nice. Yup, you're right above me. I'm going to anti-air you with my 1-1 anti-air.
That's the nice part overhead,
that's plus.
Sindepore also gets the side switch. Okay, the tech on the throw, meaning it's his turn, and there's plus frames. Immediate CS due to that.
Again, Sindepore doesn't have the life lead here, and every single time you backdash, you lose one block of grid. So those backdashes when you're at full screen are also costing you a lot. Nice!
That was beautiful, yeah. No, great timing. The dive kick actually stopping the JB, and there's the assault pressure too. Invalid, but we take those. Oh, safe jump.
That's safe jump, especially versus Bailoff. Bailoff takes like 20 frames to activate. So
it's quite
that's
some time.
It's not like most reversals are like 5 to like 8 frames. So a normal reversal would have worked there, but Bailoff is too slow.
And this is the position we find Sindepore in quite often, and this is the position that makes things pretty difficult for Sindepore, because now you've noticed he's walked him back into the corner. He's walked himself here, and he's lost grid, and now he has the potential of taking damage from all these webs.
Oh no, the extra web there.
Yeah.
Okay, nice anti-air right above me. Anti-air. Press my button, anti-air, okay.
The problem is that's a really unfortunate draw for Sindepore, because he got the side switch, but he didn't get the Oki afterwards, so that's going to allow Cloudlikejester to try to fight out. However, Sindepore catching the air-to-air, and then the counter hit on assault.
That should be death.
Chain shift.
Oh,
no
he messed
drop.
up.
Oh, but there
that's
it
a punish.
is.
Yep, that's a punish. Set web, EX Rekka is a punish. It's not safe.
Yeah, and you know, wow. That was the run back too on that one. So, I mean, Sindepore was able to basically beat the demon that put him in lower bracket in the first place and take down one of 2 Byakuya's that we're gonna have to see here today. You know, you're not done with the spiders yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, so the it's like the little, you know, like the little baby spider, and then like the big mom spider, the king spider is like right there waiting. Is like, I see, you have defeated my son. You know, it's now my turn. But
I will avenge you, son.
Yeah, it's like the final boss music plays, and it's just like, wait a minute. But yeah, that was good adjustments by Sindepore. There was definitely some scary times where he definitely let Cloudlikejester set up too much, but I think he adjusted properly when he was setting up webs with EX Rekkas to punish. It's pretty good. Like the EX lunge punch is pretty good, really fast. And kept up his pressure definitely like was hitting home. Like Cloudlikejester was getting hit on wake up a lot by like assault. And yeah, the Rekka poke out right there. I think he flubbed the combo towards the end, but hey, he got a W at the end, so whatever.
Yeah. There was the chain shift combo as well, the very last round, an unfortunate rear drop. But here's one of the invalids. But again, it never matters as long as you get the hit afterwards.
Yep, never matters. I'll take it.
One of the most important things is knockdown, right? In fighting games. So if your opponent doesn't tech the combo when they could have, then as long as you get the knockdown, it's basically like the same thing. It's almost as if it never happened that they didn't tech. So
yep. As long as you get the knockdown, you could still run your offense, and who cares? Just keep going.
As we see the bracket right here, we noticed there was a lot of 2-0s all day, and then it started to even up a little bit as the matches, well, you know, got to the top half. You know, Big Black 2-1 Cloudlikejester, and then 2-1 Sindepore Cloudlikejester. But now we have our grand finals. It's going to be Big Black versus Sindepore, and this is, again, as always when it comes to versus Big Black, like climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah, this is if you struggled versus Cloudlikejester, this is gonna be real tough. Big Black, he comes from the Southeast region, and when he plays on PC, he plays against a fair amount of Enkidus. He has like there's like 2 Enkidus that he can play against, and he plays the matchup a lot, or enough. And this is basically a footsies matchup, except one has spiky spider arms that go farther than his fists. So again, Byakuya definitely has a slight range advantage, but it will come down to basically like fundamentals and footsies. Both characters are gonna have to just like outspace each other. There's no like girl with big sword on screen, just, you know, Yuzu teleporting, or Noodle Man just zoning you from literal full screen. So this one will be a pretty straight up and fair, as fair as Under Night can get sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the chat is 75% on Big Black, and I think it's because, I mean, well, obviously Big Black has been winning just about everything, so there's that factor, right? But we have now seen Sindepore fight another Byakuya, and we've seen the game plan that Sindepore brings to the table. If Sindepore walks himself into the corner versus Big Black, I feel like there's going to be demonstrably more issues than it was in the previous Byakuya matchup, because he'll take advantage of that immediately.
Yep. And round start, yep, Big Black's just gonna walk back. Both players are walking back, but gets him with a dash 5A, caught him flinching or something. Drops the combo unfortunately, but Big Black is a slow starter at times. Nice counter poke.
Just keeping the pressure going. And yeah, there's the parry cancel. But I mean, okay, you know, getting the 5C charge. And just pushing forward, you know, dropping any combos, and it's still not going to matter because the pressure is still going. Another grid break on its Big Black, and wow, that's a stake.
Sindepore's looking real good. that was a pretty good round, to be honest. As Big Black is probably like, hold up, wait a minute.
But you know, we're noticing one thing that Big Black's not doing that made Sindepore have so much trouble in the previous Byakuya matchup is he's not taking advantage of the walk back from Sindepore, right? By just putting up a bunch of webs and making things easy on himself. And that kind of changed things in that first round. Might be different here now.
Yeah, for sure. But setting webs is a pretty rare neutral tactic that even Clearlamp doesn't really implement. And so since he studies a lot of footage from the Japanese Evo champion who plays Byakuya, he probably isn't familiar with doing it as well. He probably is aware that it exists, but he's probably more comfortable just playing it this way, which is a fine strategy.
Oh wow, jumped over it. So that's super unfortunate for Sindepore because that's going to allow for exactly this. And the side switch on top of it. May have dropped the combo, but the damage is already done.
And Byakuya has the best frame trap stagger windows in the game. So you never know if it's no cancel or if it's a big frame trap. And right there, it was a big frame trap. And it's gonna be a web setup. So you most likely see here that he won't give. Okay, he messed up the dash through. That's what happens when you try to do it too fast. The web setup.
I mean, not gonna matter is he had the webs like set up the entire time regardless, and able to get the hit here. Use the chain shift. Look at all the bar he built on top of the damage, and then the pressure that he's gonna have after this. Yeah.
With 5A, 2C meaty, 2B meaty. Oh no, he backdashed into the web. That is absolutely like you cannot do that. The web is literally right there, and it's gonna meaty your backdash, post backdash. And that's a perfect.
Whether it have been intentional or not, it definitely did not end up working out for Sindepore right there. So first game
could have been a messed up dash block input. Sometimes when you input dash block, you do 6AB and then 1. Sometimes when you do it too fast, you lose the 6 input and you get 1 AB, which is backdash. So that could have been what happened. But I don't have the input reader on or whatever, so I literally do not know if that's what happened. But I have been in that situation before. I've tried to dash block on wake up and I've gone wake up backdash and exploded to a web.
Got the counter hit here, so Sindepore was playing a nice spacing game there. Got around the 616, then with punish, right? So
blocks the overhead, shields. Yep. It's normally +2 on. It's normally +2, but on shields it's -1. So Big Black will easily challenge.
What?
It hit
Beautiful anti-air, and yeah, I mean it did. Yeah, I mean Enkidu's a big boy. He can get hit behind, I'm sure. That's gonna be web set up right here. Yeah, Big Black currently in real good spirits, I'm sure. But that's just a bit too far away. Yeah, he was actually in fact trying to whip punish Sindepore and got whip punish for his troubles. And then the gold throw.
Yeah.
Was that TRM? Was that regular? I didn't see the indicator. It looked regular to me.
That was red. I think that was just red, so that means it was counter throw.
Oh no, okay.
So he threw
that's unfortunate. Down here. And, this is gonna be one of the first times in a while we've seen Sindepore got Big Black in the corner. Plus frames. No.
He's being passive on his own plus frames. That was a little interesting by Sindepore, as he could have. As you said, that was plus, so that definitely was his turn. Okay, pokes him out of the air, nice, but doesn't get the confirm.
And again, plus frames, and just trying to catch the walk back.
Yeah, the charge
Big
one is
Black
+8, so on shield it was 5. So Big Black knows. So he's like, yeah, I'm not. That's fine. I'm not
messing with this.
Yeah, I'm not. You're +5. Why would I do anything?
And he wanted to goad him into concentrating right back, but finally the 5C, and that's great because that's on an automatic win of the Vorpal cycle.
He's gonna look.
Oh, it's overhead. He faked the throw. 3 seconds left, and he's not actually dead.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no time. So yeah, Big Black. That was a good grip break on Big Black. So remove when you get grip broken and you have Vorpal, you still lose chain shift. As I don't know what's happening here with Big Black, as both players are just okay. Big Black is gonna win the counter hit.
Got his Vorpal cycle. So I mean, I guess it worked out for Big Black. Well, I mean, meter-wise, I guess it worked out, but he's definitely not in a great situation.
Nice tag. Blocks the overhead. Yep. Oh, I think he could have converted that. That's -4. Yep.
Just goes for the throw and gets the grid break on top of the counter hit here. This is everything Big Black could ask for. We're gonna take the tournament.
Reset overhead. No block, but doesn't get confirmed. Gets poked out of his overhead attempt. And Sindepore is looking pretty good here. That's +3. What?
Oh, I accident cornered.
Yeah, that's it. He's your champion. So
wow,
when you're in the
incredible
CBO,
decision right there.
Yeah, so when you're in the CBO state, the red veil off state, you have access to your best super by just pressing ABC. You don't have to press the entire half circle motion with D. So he saw him doing the dive kick, so like he's just like, okay, I'll just press my 1-button DP. That gives me my super. And then he just, because he's in the red veil off state, so he just pressed it and killed him. Basically, Sindepore had no outs there. The moment he was coming down from the dive kick, he was just like, I'm dead.
Yeah, and I mean, that was such a common offensive string that Sindepore had gone to for not just versus Big Black, but versus basically everyone within the bracket, that at that point, it's kind of guaranteed because you know he's going to go for it. And lo and behold, he did. So...
Yep.
And you're to see the pressure right here that Big Black has exuded throughout it all time. There's that backdash that unfortunately lost the round for Sindepore.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that was just a misinput. As that is pretty much the worst option you can do in that situation.
And there's that, yeah. I mean, Sindepore tried to whip punish right there, but unfortunately, like, got whip punish because his whip punish didn't actually find its mark.
Yeah. Footsies. But yeah, this was a nice use of his string, and then whiffs the throw by her box retraction. And then pokes out of the overhead attempt, which was really nice. But I believe we'll see right here. So this is kind of funny. CBO on block, the red blast is +3 on block. I'm surprised that Big Black didn't frame trap off +3, because that's actually +3. So had he just pressed 2B again, he would have counter hits in the 4.
You're just in the scramble sometimes, and you're not always ready to do the right thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Big Black is your champion. Sindepore is going to be taking second place. Cloudlikejester first, and Sky Blaze is on the fourth place. Cloudlikejester's third. I think I said first on accident. But Sky Blaze is fourth. And but yeah, so that's going to be your top 4 right there. Thank you so much to everybody who entered today. But there is more Open Series actions that's going to be happening throughout this month. You guys are going to see Mortal Kombat 11 on the 25th. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is going to be in a couple of days. And then Soul Calibur as well in May 5th and June 2nd, already locked in. So you guys can check that out. And if you guys want to be a part of those monthly finals, because those weekly qualifiers are happening and will be happening soon, you guys can go to compete.playstation.com to sign up if you like any of those games. Yeah. And so, well, that's gonna do it for us today, Gosuda. You know, we had probably one of the biggest slobber knocker sets, and not just in NA. When you had it in EU, I may not have been here on commentary, but that was still a lot of 2-0s as well across the board at the very beginning of EU. And so it's the same thing here, and I couldn't have been more happy to have filled in for Brett. I'm sure Brett will be back next month.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty fun, as you said. There was definitely a lot of action, and yeah, it was really fun commentating with you. I've never commentated with you before, but I know you've very experienced. So yeah, it was great. Pretty much nailed it, and it was fun.
Thanks. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. But, that's going to be the end of our Under Night in Birth action for today. But just as you saw on the schedule, there will be more to come. So please look forward to it and compete.playstation.com. As always, we have been Gosuda and Ebonic Plague, and that is going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good rest of it. 行くよ。しかも足元仕掛けてみて。寝てるわけ終わるわけないよね。カチャー。同僚ってないや。これです。同僚にしよう。仕掛けても寝てられない。どう味ちゃん味わいなよ。同僚を交換わせるか。どう仕掛けて逃げてもはしだね。そこそう同僚にしよう。仕掛けて終わるわけないよね。すげえ。美人この辺に最後までどうだそれそれちょっと本気でいくわ楽しいねプレイステーション